Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Entrepreneurial Mindset and the Lean Starter approach. A very crucial step right now, how to measure your validated learning. And I would like to give you an example of two companies and try to make my point there, because not every learning is really an important learning for you. And you can also look at some kind of vanity metrics that do not really help you in your development. What do I mean with that? Look at these two examples. There's two providers of creating CVs online. Creating CVs online is a market that came up years ago, and companies started and said, well, that's cool, we have to do that. It's a good way of helping people who do not know how to create a CV in doing that. So both startups offer service creating CVs. There's a standard template which is free, and then there's a premium package that includes unique design, proofreading, and so on. But in order to use that, you need to create an account, log in, and necessarily use the services. So both companies, let's assume both companies do the same process. Company A is the first mover, the market leader. Company B is like a student idea from Aachen, and they just started in Aachen. Both have the same process, the same conversion process. So a visitor visits the website, creates an account, ideally logs in, uses the features, creates the CV, and then buys a premium package. Question is, which of the two companies is more successful? And this is about the next step in the Lean Starter approach. This is about, what do you really measure? Are your measures reliable enough to really add to your validated learning? If we look at the numbers of company A and company B, we can see some things, at least on those slides. And they are all positive. So if you're running company A as a CEO or company B, you always say, oh, we're growing, it's developing cool, more website visitors and so on. Especially in company A, you'll say, okay, we are the biggest one, we have more than 10,000 users, very successful, and so on. The company B just has 600 users, so it's really small. And you, as CEO from company A, you might say, oh, they might disappear from the market. They're just too small. The winner, this is a typically winner takes it all market. At least, yeah, it probably will. So if you look at the numbers like this, you won't see anything. So you have to go deeper into really understanding the numbers. I mean, you might be able to see that the truth is down here, but it's not really easy to see. You can only do that if you do a different kind of analysis. If you look at the numbers in a different way, and that's a cohort analysis. If you look at your website visitors in a way of trying to understand the 100% which are on my website, how do they really add value to what I'm doing? Or do I add value actually to their problem statement? And if you do look at that, you will put the entire numbers of visitors and try to differentiate them in who's not registered, who's not logged in but not active, free user, paying user. So it starts over here and goes down to paying users down here. And if you do that, you can basically compare these two companies a lot better then, because you don't look at the absolute number, you look at the development of those two companies. And I mean, first glance, you will see that basically company A still only has 5% paying users, and the number was going up from 3 to 5, which is, at least it was going up certain weeks. But in company B, going up from 3 to 24. If you look at that more closely, you will see that actually company A doesn't show any improvement in the most important segment of the customer groups. here in the middle. And if you look at that more closely, you'll see that the registered users not logged in, or the users who don't use the service actively, is from 15 to 13%, from 30% to 28%. So there's no improvement to be shown. There's a little improvement in the paying users, but that's it. They only expand the user base, but they don't add value to the company. If you look at company B, and that's the difference, they go from 30% to 14 and 37 to 15. So there's a big improvement. They were able to convert registered, not logged in users to log in and to be active, and at the very end to pay. And this is why you can see that the user experience improved and the pay content improved at company B. So at the very end, if you look at these, at the numbers from that kind of perspective, you'll see that the company got more successful. The company B is on the path to success compared to company A. The only difference is company A is still bigger, so there might be, if they can turn something, there might be a chance to survive. However, by looking deeper into the numbers, it shows you that company B is a lot more successful. Which, going back to the Lean Starter approach, is my basic message. Don't just look at the numbers, look at the numbers in the right way. Try to understand whether these numbers are reliable measures in order to add to your validated learning. So are these measures relevant for the growth or the value model? And that, by being that, they have to fulfill 3 basic criteria, which is actionable, accessible, and auditable. So is it trustworthy? Can you really do something there? And if you do understand that, and it's basically cohort analysis helps you a lot, then you can also understand answering the question, should you preserve the way you were going? So is this a good way and you stay in that path? Or should you pivot because you're not on the right path anymore? So main message, don't just look at numbers, look at the right number. Look for reliable measures that help adding to your validated learning.